Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Activities for People Living at Home with Dementia. We are proud to offer this series with funding from the Area Agency on Aging and the United Way of Tarrant County. These programs are recorded and are made available for viewing through a YouTube channel for future use. I am your host for today's activities. Our topic today is brought to you by the Executive Director of Dementia Friendly Fort Worth, our friend Gail Snider. She loves to cook, and today she's making snickerdoodles, and I want her to take it away, Gail.
Absolutely.
All
Yeah.
right. Thank you, everybody. It's so good to be back again. And let us take a look at our recipe. All right. You see that recipe?
Yes, I do. Yes.
All right. So when I was looking for recipes, I saw some snickerdoodles that were flat and chewy and some that were puffy. And I forgot to ask last week when we decided on this recipe, which way you like them.
Anyway,
So anybody have a preference?
My first choice would be flat and round, but I
And
can
chewy?
go puffed anytime. I've had them both ways.
Well, last week when we chose this recipe, we also talked about having a square cookie, but I don't think we'll make these square today
Okay.
because it says you're supposed to roll them in cinnamon twice.
Oh
Oh.
my.
All right, so I'm going to stop the screen share so we can get started. And got my trusty recipe here beside
good
me.
morning, Paulette.
Good morning.
Good morning, Paulette.
Good morning.
All right.
We're all in our faces with sunshiny faces.
Yes, Paulette, thank you.
You're
Now we
welcome.
can start today.
All right. So the first thing we need is a cup of unsalted butter, and I've already softened this. So we're going to add that to the mixer, and you can also see on another screen we have our mixer where you can see what's going on in the mixer bowl.
Since you're not speaking from that other screen, I guess we'll just have to look at it in the small view.
Yes, yeah. That's all right.
That's
Okay.
all right. Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to investigate that other camera app that Steve talked about last time. Okay, so we've got our butter in the mixing bowl, and now we need 1.5 cups of sugar.
Gail, are you making a double batch?
You know, I probably should.
Well, I'm just asking. I don't know if that's what you wanted to do or not.
Well, I have the other butter out here, so let me soften it some more and we'll double this. But y'all don't
Okay.
let me forget to double it all the way through.
We can do that. Hey, Dusty.
Hey, Dusty.
Dusty.
Good morning.
Oh, it is so good to see you.
Good.
Good morning, Dusty.
Morning.
Morning. How are you?
Martha, I was going to say, since I won't be at bingo tomorrow, play just one round for me. Okay, just play one round for me. Not the whole game, just one thing, just for me. Okay.
Yeah. We'll choose
In the
your
name of
card too.
In the man of me, yes. Yeah.
we can't play a game without you being present on some level.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so now that we're doubling the recipe, we're going to put in 3 cups of sugar.
I'll be dreaming of playing bingo during my surgery.
Okay.
Well, and you can also be dreaming of what will be in your mailbox when you get home.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yes,
know.
absolutely.
Okay, so the recipe says to mix the butter and the sugar together, and then we're going to add 2 large eggs. So since we're doubling, we're going to add 4 eggs. And I'm using fresh eggs. My sister Leona, who joined us for the program a while back, they have chickens. And
Oh,
so
nice.
she brought me eggs
Oh.
last week.
Nice.
Oh, fun.
Boy. See that butter turning it nice and yellow.
Isn't
What's
that
that?
beautiful?
You see the butter turning your mix nice and yellow.
Mhm.
Yes.
It's the fresh eggs.
Yep.
That's
Are you supposed to cream that real good?
Gail, Dusty asked a question.
Well, I
What's
thought maybe
that?
I say, are you supposed to cream that butter and sugar real good?
Yes, that's what the recipe said.
Yeah, okay.
All right, egg number 4 is in.
All right.
So while this mixes together, then we're going to get our dry ingredients together.
Excellent.
Let that mix in. And then we need 2 3/4 cups of flour. Can you hear me over the mixer?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
You win.
That doubled.
So that's 2 3/4 times 2.
Okay, so can anybody tell me if I need 2 3/4 cups for each recipe, what's the total amount of flour that I need?
5.5.
5.5.
5.5.
5.5. All right.
I was about to get my pencil out.
Hey, in my world, number is a 4-letter word.
That's 4.
Number, it's a 4-letter word.
Yes, Paulette, that's funny.
This 5.
I'm glad you have a big bowl.
Yes.
Mhm. And you remembered your extra butter?
Yes.
Yes.
Good.
5.5. And you said 5 3/4?
Who said
5.5.
5.5?
5.5.
So 5.5.
What size is that mixer?
Good thing y'all are paying attention. Okay, now add to the flour, we also need to add 1.5 teaspoons of cream of tartar.
Dusty, that looks like a KitchenAid.
It is. I just wondered what the size was.
What's that?
What is
What
the,
size it is?
what is the capacity of your mixer?
I'm not sure. It's not the great big one. Okay, so we need 3 teaspoons of cream of tartar.
Now tell
1,
me what cream of tartar does to doughs
2.
or cookies.
Let me look it up.
Because I have
It
never
said it's
used.
a leveling agent, a leavening agent.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay, and then we also need 2 teaspoons of vanilla added to our sugar butter egg mixture. And so that means we need 4 teaspoons of vanilla.
Tell me.
You can never have too much.
2, 3.
And while she's counting, cream of tartar helps to stabilize whipped egg whites, prevents sugar from crystallizing, and acts as a leavening agent for baked goods. If you're halfway through a recipe and find that you don't have any cream of tartar on hand, there are plenty of suitable replacements, but we're not going to go there.
Okay, and
Thank you,
then-
Martha.
You're welcome.
Then we need 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. So we're going to double that to a full teaspoon. Oh no, I just
We'll
put
let you
too
know.
much baking soda
What?
in.
You did what?
I just put too much baking soda in.
Oh, my.
Mm,
Double.
I confused you. I'm sorry.
No, it's not your fault. It said 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda and I thought it said a teaspoon and I put 2 teaspoons.
Okay.
Ooh,
So
It'll be
okay.
fine.
I took some of it back out.
Yeah,
So hopefully they won't be too baking soda-y.
I don't even know what that would taste like.
It says it's a leavening agent.
Yeah, that's what baking soda is.
Well, they
Yeah,
might
baking soda
get
is-
a little too puffy.
when
and they
you say,
might taste a little bit soda salty like.
Okay.
when you say leavening, does that mean that they get flat?
No, that means the rise.
Oh,
Rise,
it's like a
fluffier, yeah.
rising, okay.
Right, so now I'm gonna
Yeah.
mix, can you all see
Baking soda,
this?
yes.
All of those extra things into the flour so that it doesn't get all in one spot.
All right.
No.
Smart woman.
That's right, baking soda. Now, I use baking powder.
I
Baking powder.
think cream, excuse me, Dawn. I think cream of tartar is a combination of baking powder and baking soda with something else added.
Okay,
if
because
I'm
that's
not
what
mistaken.
I normally use when I bake cookies.
Okay, so I'm gonna hold this bowl up to the can you all see what that looks like on the extra
Yeah.
camera?
Yes.
Yes.
So it's very buttery. I'm gonna mix it up just a little bit more. Okay, now we're gonna add this flour a little bit at a time because we don't want to put it all over the kitchen.
Yes.
Boy, you're a brave woman.
Oh,
Flower eruption.
Better let it mix in a little bit more.
science experiment.
Yeah.
It is, isn't it?
Christmas time. Snowstorm.
Yeah.
All right. So now we're getting a moderately stiff dough.
Wow.
Looks good.
And
Yeah.
it has the texture of a sugar cookie.
Okay, great.
Mhm.
All right. And it feels a little soft. And I did not prep ahead. So I do not have cool, chilled dough in the refrigerator.
Oh my, okay.
So, okay, we did our cream of tartar. Now the cinnamon sugar mix is 1/4 cup of sugar and 1½ teaspoons of cinnamon. And Paulette, for your benefit, I will be baking some without the cinnamon.
Oh, thank you so much.
And do
Oh,
I
how
remember,
kind and sweet of you. Thank you.
do I remember correctly that you can have nutmeg but not cinnamon?
Yeah, nutmeg's great. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna put nutmeg in your cookies.
Oh, thank you. I'm
Okay,
already nutty. Yay.
all right.
Oh,
So
thank
now-
you. That is so kind and sweet and thoughtful of you.
You're very
Oh,
welcome. I don't want you to feel left out.
oh, I feel very included. Thank you so much.
So
Oh,
the
you're
recipe
so sweet.
does say that we should refrigerate it for 20 to 30 minutes, then roll it into small balls until round and smooth, and then to drop it in the cinnamon mixture and coat it, and then use a spoon and coat it a second time after you've rolled it.
Wow.
So I'm going to start with using a scoop to start the balls.
Hey, Gail,
Yes,
did you remember to double your cinnamon and sugar?
I haven't actually mixed that together yet.
Okay,
That's
good.
what I'm getting ready to do.
Go Don.
He's ready to bake for Myra afterwards.
You see my helper in my kitchen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how Myra cook. Good.
make
So,
sure
Myron,
that
don't you need to do
everything
this?
is all right.
Okay, so we need a half a cup of sugar, which is double. And then one more. My mom would be fussing at me because I'm using every dish in the kitchen.
Hey, you don't see great chefs on TV worrying about how many dishes you use?
No, they don't.
They have people.
Yeah.
They just put them
Alright.
off to the side and other people clean them up.
Yes.
Mhm. I
Okay,
believe
so
that
now
snickerdoodle.
I'm gonna add 3 tablespoons of cinnamon. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a lot. I thought you said teaspoons before.
It says tablespoons of cinnamon. I must have said it
Wow.
incorrectly. That's a
Well, I
lot.
could have misunderstood because a tablespoon, that's an awful lot.
That's what I was thinking she said was teaspoon.
I think I did say teaspoon, but it says tablespoon.
Well, consider it's going to be mixing a lot more sugar than it would have been. So
2. 3. All right, so that cinnamon smells really strong now.
I bet it does.
And then we're going to put I'm gonna put about a half or a teaspoon of nutmeg in the one I'm doing for Paulette's cookies. All right, and then I'm gonna mix that together. Can you all see that?
yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Very cinnamony.
Oh, okay.
Cinnamon.
More cinnamony than when you make cinnamon toast. All right. And then here's the one with nutmeg. It looks a little bit different. I think too much nutmeg might be overpowering.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to do as much of that. All right. Now for the fun part. So I've got my cookie tray. I'm going to scoot this over just a little bit. And that was a little bit messy today.
You're making me remember back in childhood,
Stop
snickerdoodle.
and clean up a little bit of the mess.
Snickerdoodles was the first cookie that I ever made as a child.
Man, I don't remember. Mine would probably have been chocolate chip with pecans.
I'm pretty sure mine was peanut butter.
How interesting.
Not that I made it.
Probably mine was chocolate chip with my grandmother, but the cookie that we used to make most frequently was the no-bake chocolate drop cookies
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
without the peanut butter and without the coconut.
Okay.
Just cocoa and milk and sugar and butter and oatmeal and vanilla.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
All right, so now we are
This
going
probably-
to,
Toll House.
yes. And back then, if you were in a hurry for cookies, you couldn't go to the store and buy cookie dough
No.
either.
No.
So,
All right,
so Gail,
yes,
what will happen since this dough's not been refrigerated? Will that,
it's just gonna be a little bit more sticky.
okay.
Harder to work with.
They might also spread a little bit faster.
Okay.
Once we get a batch in the oven, I'll stick the dough in the freezer for a few minutes.
Oh, okay. I'm not saying you should. I just was curious.
So now I'm gonna roll this in the cinnamon and sugar. And then it also says to take a spoon and coat it again.
Yummy.
Yummy.
Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
Fully coated in cinnamon and sugar.
Could you tilt your camera down just a touch, Gail?
Sure.
Tilt it down just a touch.
There
Okay,
you go.
that makes it a little
Better?
easier
Yes.
to see you put
All right.
the pieces together and everything.
All right. So it is a little bit sticky. Roll it in the cinnamon, and that just gives it a light coating. Let me show you the difference. So this is after one roll in the cinnamon.
Okay.
Uh,
different.
Then you put it back in there and spoon all around it. And now it looks like that.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I see that.
Or cinnamony.
Yes.
Yes.
That's a hard word to say.
Yes, it is.
So all of the cinnamon smell reminds me of when my kids were growing up. One of the favorite after dinner cinnamon toast
Is that me
made in
or
the
is she
broiler
cutting
of the
out?
oven. What's that?
You're cutting out. You were
I'm
cutting out.
Too.
I'm cutting out.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
like
Yeah,
video-
your screen's freezing a little bit.
Something
Hmm.
about after dinner and cinnamon toast.
So when my kids were growing up, the favorite after dinner snack was cinnamon toast
Oh, yeah.
because my husband also loves it.
I think one of my favorites was my mom would make pie crust and then put cinnamon on
Oh,
the
yeah.
pie crust.
Yep.
The little, leftover pieces of the pie crust with the cinnamon on it. That was so good.
And now you can get those at a pizza place.
I know. They
Mara does that
capitalize
for
on
me
it.
in the wintertime. We call them do funnies.
Do fuddies.
Well, our favorite thing to do with pie crust is to use it on strawberries.
Oh, yeah. That'd be good.
Instead of strawberries and shortcake or strawberries and angel cake, we have strawberries and pie crust.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, in North Dakota, you never had strawberries in the wintertime. That's usually when she baked. So
Mm.
we always had to have the cinnamon.
Yes, that's probably something that has changed a lot with the use of air conditioning, is that people bake even when it's hot outside.
Yeah.
And many years ago, when people didn't have air conditioning, they looked for desserts that didn't require the use of the oven.
Mm-hmm. I even do that today. Gail froze up again on us.
I am going to. Oh. Sorry about that.
I think you're having internet issues.
That's likely.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Well, it was raining here, but it's not now. I wonder if
Okay.
that's got anything to do with it. Okay, so what I did is I removed the dough that I'm going to use for the ones with nutmeg so that I wouldn't cross-contaminate it.
Smart.
All right. I've got the oven set to 350. So as soon as we fill this sheet, we will get a batch in the oven. is ready to go into the oven to 11 minutes. So we're going to start with 9 minutes.
9 minutes, okay.
Were you not going to flatten them a little bit before you cook them? Or mind
It
you,
doesn't say to. Oh, let's see.
Usually they flatten out by
It
themselves.
says to make them flatter, press them down in the center before placing in the oven. So let me go get it, and we're going to press down half of them and see which way we like them.
Okay, okay.
Fun. I like experimentation.
That's right. Kitchen experiments.
N equals 2.
Yeah.
Or N of 2.
All right. And I'm going to use this little measuring cup that has a kind of rounded flat bottom, and I'm going to flatten half of them just a little bit.
we can't
It
see them.
already started to cook. All right.
There you go. Yep.
Tell the difference?
Mhm.
Big difference.
All right.
What, sweetheart? What?
Interesting.
No, don't bite me. I'm your mother. You don't bite me. I'm your mother.
All right. Everybody's kind of a little quiet today.
I was
We're
just thinking,
awed by your presence, Gail.
You're too much, Dawn.
I am absolutely too much. I
He
agree.
is too much,
I agree.
yes.
I agree with him wholeheartedly. He summed it up perfectly.
I started to say a while ago when he's talking about making cookies, I have a formula for peanut butter cookies with no flour.
wow.
Yeah, makes, they're really good.
You may want to give that recipe to Gail and see if she can make some for us.
So what does it use in place of the flour?
If I remember correctly, it's mostly peanut butter and sugar. I'll have to get it out and see.
That would be awful peanut buttery.
Is there anything wrong with that?
They're good.
It depends on how well you like peanut butter.
That's right.
Yes.
Oh, well, I've made a flourless chocolate cake before.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It kind of comes out like a chocolate souffle.
Oh, nice.
Very
They
moist.
use the egg whites instead of, right?
Yes, I think so. It's been several years since I made that.
Mhm.
All right.
I didn't know you could bake without flour.
Oh my goodness. I'll have to give you a recipe for brownies made with black beans.
Made with what?
Black beans.
Oh, no.
They're
Oh, no.
good.
Oh,
If you don't know.
That was my thought, Dusty.
Yeah, me too.
I don't like black beans to start with.
Sounds like that might be filled with hot air.
I've also made them with cannelloni beans. You just don't know the difference.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Does it change the texture?
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
It just has the chocolate in it.
It does have a lot of chocolate in it, chocolate and nuts.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you just meant cannelloni or whatever is by itself.
Oh, brownies, chocolate brownies,
Brownies.
Okay,
brownies with nuts. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, vegans
So
do funny stuff.
They're coming up with
recipes.
lots of recipes that use alternative things like almond flour or coconut flour. But the few things that I've tried, it changes the texture,
Yes.
and I can't adjust to the change in the texture.
They do that, a lot of that for, people that have gluten problems.
Yes.
Yes.
My husband was gluten-free. He had celiac disease. I learned to cook with different kinds of flour while he was alive.
Ah.
The best thing was an angel cake, which is mostly sugar and egg whites.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And what other change did you have to make to that recipe?
It was a combination of different flours like almond flour, coconut flour. I can't even remember. It was a mixture, and I would make the mixture and put it in a big bag. And then if I needed it, I would just scoop out the mixture, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Because that was the thing that I made. So I kept a whole container of it all the time.
That made it easier than having to mix the different kinds every time you wanted to do something.
Absolutely. Yes. And he loved it, and I thought it was good
All
too.
right, so bad.
Frankly, it was better than what you can buy in the store, which is unusual for gluten-free.
Mm-hmm.
Gail, that's more labor intensive than I thought it would be for you.
Well, for some reason, I thought the cinnamon and sugar would be mixed into the batter,
Oh,
and I wonder what that would do. All right, let me rinse.
Probably
my hands off.
wouldn't have as much crystallization on the top.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
that's a good point. All right, so let's take a ride across the kitchen
Oh boy.
and see what our cookies are doing in the oven.
Just laying there.
What was that, Dusty?
I said, they just laying there.
They're just laying there. They're just hanging out.
Yeah.
How long time did they have to bake, did you say?
It said 9 to 11 minutes, so we started with 9,
Okay.
and they've got less than 2 minutes left. Uh-oh.
uh-oh.
The ones I squished are all running together.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Well, that means you just have to cut them in squares.
Yeah, squares.
You are bound and determined to get a square cookie, aren't you?
No.
Well, he knows that pie are square,
Yeah.
Square.
so why not cookie are square?
Right.
Sounds good to me.
That's okay.
That's
What
okay.
happened?
That's okay.
These are all stuck together and the others are not.
Yeah,
I see
Oh,
that.
not too bad.
that's not bad.
No.
That's edible.
Yes.
Make sure we all get one of those.
I think because they were already starting to bake,
Oh, yeah.
when I flattened them, I think that probably had an effect.
Mhm.
So with these, I'm just gonna flatten them in the middle just a little,
Okay.
not as much as
Just a little in the middle.
a little in the middle. I wish I was a little in the middle.
I wish I was a little in the middle too. You're not alone.
All right. All right, they're almost done.
So now you have thumbprint snickerdoodle cookies.
Yes, except I use
Or two fingers.
Girl
Two
Scout.
finger cookies.
my thumb.
Is that Girl Scout or Boy Scout?
That's Boy Scout.
This Boy Scout.
Okay, 3.
Oh, that's right. Boy Scouts do have 3.
Girl Scouts and the Brownies had something like that too, though.
Yes, something like that.
I thought we did 3.
So you can also see where the glass touched the cookie.
Mhm. Yes.
Yeah.
Left a circular pattern on them.
Mm-hmm.
But the ones that are all puffy, they're starting to sink.
Oh,
Does it
That means
smell
that-
good?
It smells very cinnamony.
Mm.
Cinnamony.
So those will get wrinkly after they cool, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So we'll take a peek at that in just a minute. So let's go back across the kitchen.
Go for a ride again.
Go for a ride.
Mm.
Whee!
So what happened? Our extra camera.
There it is.
There we go. I was getting a message that my battery was low. All right, so let's go ahead and get a few of these into the dish to coat with cinnamon. Actually, we're gonna pause that and I'm gonna do some of the ones with nutmeg.
okay.
So I'm gonna use a different scoop. I don't want to use the great big one. Let's see if this one will work.
Use a great big one, you'd have one big cookie.
Yes. And the nutmeg has a different smell to it.
Yes.
Don't know
Uh-oh.
exactly how to describe it. I think we looked that up once.
Oh, Christmassy.
Christmassy, yes,
Just,
yes.
does anybody remember what the difference was?
I'll be glad to look it up.
Let's do that
Cinnamon with
while we
nutmeg.
wait for these cookies to cool.
I found this on the web.
Okay, so this is coated with nutmeg. Can you
Mhm.
see that?
Okay.
Okay, yes.
And
Yeah.
I've rolled it and then spooned it, but it's just kind of speckled.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Kind of looks like a speckled bird egg. All right.
Well, if you used as much nutmeg as you did cinnamon, you couldn't eat them, I don't think.
No,
No.
It'd be too much.
here is an answer from a person that was a customer. Cinnamon is warm, woody, hot, sweet, spicy, and bark. Nutmeg is eggnog. If you want
Okay.
something
Oh.
that tastes like Christmas, use it. They're both delicious, versatile, and can work well together. By volume, you can use much more cinnamon than nutmeg, which is what Gail just said.
Mhm.
Nutmeg is a dash kind of spice, while cinnamon can be mixed with butter or sugar and slathered on basically any pastry. Equivalent amounts of nutmeg would probably get you stoned, but that's for another forum.
Oh, I want to go see that for him.
There you go.
All right, so let's go take a look at our cookies and see
Okay.
what's happened to them now that they've cooled.
We sure have missed you doing this, Gail.
Well, you know, I have missed doing it as well. All right, so here's
Oh,
what we
yeah.
got. Perfectly round
Mm-hmm.
and starting to flatten.
It looks like snickerdoodles.
Yeah.
They do look like snickerdoodles.
And this is the one that we flattened.
Yeah, that can look like a UFO.
Yeah.
But they taste the same.
All right, well, let's see. I'm gonna break open one of the ones that went out of shape
Okay.
so you can see what it looks like on the inside. It's still a little warm, so it's going to fall apart.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it looks yummy.
And it kind of, right now it has a little bit of a cakey texture, but I think that's because it's not completely cooled yet.
Yeah.
So that'll probably change.
And I need to
It might
add
al-
something.
Yes,
God,
Paula.
God is so pleased with the work that you do and the love that you share with us that he won't let the calories count.
Well, that's good.
Thank you.
So it does have a little crispy crystallized texture to the outside. So it's going to have a little bit of a crunch. And let's see. Nice and chewy, not hard, and not too much cinnamon on this one.
Okay.
Pretty good taste.
Good.
So I'll be anxious for you all to get your boxes. And see what
Yay.
you all
And we
think.
appreciate it.
Yes.
All
Yep.
right. And this other batch is coming along nicely, and our smaller mashing worked.
Good.
Let's take a peek.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that's
Oh, yeah.
perfect.
That's
Good.
perfect.
Oh, hurry, mail.
So one thing this cookie does do that I like is they stayed round.
Yes.
Yes.
They're all uniform in shape. And you all know I like uniformly shaped cookies.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and remove the rest of these from the cookie sheet. Turn it around where you can see a little bit better.
I keep
This one
thinking
here
I can
really made
smell the aroma.
This one here really made a mess.
It's okay.
That's
That's
okay.
all right.
It's
Tastes
still a
even
cookie.
better.
It's still a cookie and it's still going to taste good, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And what I broke off, I'm going to set it to the side. All right, now we're going to go over and get the ones for Paulette on a baking
All right.
dish. But we are going to use a new piece of parchment paper so that we don't mix the cinnamon and the nutmeg.
Parchment paper's on a roll.
How about
That's
that?
mine.
My little unicorn is waiting for the cookies to arrive.
I mean, on the stand that it's on.
All right, so
Parchment
Paulette,
paper.
you didn't get to see, you
Oh.
were gone. This is the cookie rolled in nutmeg.
Ah,
It's just speckled. It's not completely coated like the cinnamon. Looks a little
speckles work. A speckle is a freckle in disguise.
You're right.
It is. My other camera is about to die.
Okay.
See if I can't get it hooked up to power so we don't lose it.
I don't see a second camera picture.
You have to scroll on the small picture, you know.
I think the video's turned off on it. There you
There
go.
it is.
Back now.
Yep.
See it now, Janine?
Yeah,
Picture of
but
her iPad.
It's down on the small pictures if you make us all small.
yeah, you have to
Yes.
do gallery view. Okay.
Because I have to keep
I
the
got it.
volume turned off on that one so that I don't get feedback.
A friend of mine used to make Christmas cookies, and she said the grandchildren always loved getting the icing, but they didn't like having to do the cookie part. Didn't like the making and the baking. They just wanted the fun stuff.
I used to coerce my daughter
Would you
into
like
making
that?
sugar
This one or
cookies at
that one?
Christmas.
Uh-huh.
She used to protest. At first it was fun, and she would make a Christmas scene. So she would do like a fireplace with a tree and a big star above the fireplace.
Wow.
But then I guess she tired of it, and she got to where she didn't want to do it. But now she makes sugar cookies for her Christmas dinner.
No, I took it off pen. I can't get it
All
back
right.
out. That's okay.
You train up a child in the way he should go, and when he was old, he will not depart from it.
All right.
That
All
doesn't.
right, I'm gonna go pop these in the oven and see if the others are almost ready.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right, so batch
All
number
right.
complete. And there's a couple of them that look like they have a couple of clumps of cinnamon. Can you see that?
Yes.
Yeah.
This cookie right here and this cookie right here,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they just got a little more concentrated. Okay, so I'm gonna set these down, and then we will let Martha tell us what's gonna happen tomorrow while we wait for the nutmeg cookies to bake.
I can do that. Yes, ma'am. Tomorrow is TCU Frog Bingo with volunteer Martha Brown. Are we excited?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. It still is anybody's game since it's just the middle of the month.
Yep. But Hans and Yetta are way out ahead of everybody.
Well, that can easily change.
It can easily change. We do like 10 games a day. Let's see. Yetta and Hans have 9. Steve has 4. Nancy has 4. Don and Myra have 5. David and Cammie have 1. Paulette and Bob have 1, and Janine has 3.
All right.
So Yetta and
Wow.
Hans are in the lead, but that's still anybody's game.
Yep.
That's right, it is.
Well,
So
we'll
you
probably be a
have-
little late because we've got our final ALZ support group tomorrow.
Okay.
And that
Final
means
because-
Mary and Stan won't be there, or Phil and Paulette either, I'd assume.
And
Oh,
so,
That's the other Paulette.
Yes,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
other Paulette.
so you referred to it as the final? Is it ending for the semester?
For the
Yes,
semester,
for the
yes.
semester, yes.
Okay,
They take-
and
they
it'll
take-
start
they-
back up in the fall?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
is that a support group?
Yes.
Yes, that's a Tuesday group.
That's nice that you've been having one on Zoom.
Yes.
Good, good. I miss Charles. Did anybody go to Charles's group?
No.
No. He was at Christian Church on University Drive.
This
okay.
group used to- Go ahead. Go ahead.
So has there been any conversation about moving back to in-person support groups yet?
No.
Nothing,
No.
nothing really in cement.
Okay.
So
I
it's all
heard-
kind of theory going around right now.
I have heard Shelley say that she would like to, but that's as far as it goes.
Right. Well, I think they're supposed to start coming back to the office
Yeah.
on a part-time basis the 1st of June.
Mhm.
Now, Oasis in Louisville is going to start back in person in August.
in
Okay.
August.
So that means that you'll be gone on what days, Steve? If you do Oasis in person, Steve, what day will you be gone?
It's usually a Thursday.
Okay.
But I'll be after that one session, which is August 12th, we're headed to Florida, so I'll be there for a month.
Okay.
Ooh,
I'll probably be able to join you folks, because I won't be able to go to Oasis.
Right, right.
and David and Cammie do Oasis too. Is that right, Steve?
Yes.
All right, let's take a trip across the kitchen
Okay.
and see what the cookies are doing besides laying around in the oven.
Get the suntan.
What lazy cookies.
Once you take them out, they're just chilling around.
Yeah.
They're starting to flatten. But it is a different smell.
I bet.
Yeah.
So another thing that I could have done for something besides cinnamon, I thought about adding a little bit of almond flavoring,
Ooh, yeah.
but I didn't have any.
Okay. Well,
And I didn't think of it when I went to the grocery store yesterday. All right, so we'll take these off. And we've got just a few more minutes before those are finished.
I made some banana pudding one time and picked up the almond container instead of the vanilla, and didn't realize it at the time. And it was good. It tastes different, but it was good.
We may have to try that sometime.
All right, now this last batch that we did, they didn't completely flatten. Can you see that?
yeah, they're still puffy, yes.
They're a little more puffy than the others. So at the beginning, we ask which way you like them. You may get to try them both ways.
Yes.
Yay.
And we like them both ways.
Yes, we do.
Because here is one of the first batch.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
You tell the difference?
Yeah.
Yes.
They all taste good with ice cream.
Yeah.
I think you just like to find an excuse to eat ice cream.
That's right.
He doesn't need an excuse to eat
I
ice
don't
cream.
need an excuse. I just
But you remember ice cream, ice cream. We all scream for ice cream.
Mm. I take that in spells. All right, we've got about 3 minutes left on those other cookies. So Martha, I think
Yes.
you usually ask everybody what else they have they want to share before we close out.
I do, so we can do that. Let's go back to gallery view just for a second. Janine, you've been on mute all this time. Is there anything you'd like to share today?
I won't be here on Thursday because I'm going for my MRI.
And that's at UNT Health Science Center.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll keep you in our thoughts, certainly. Paulette, how's therapy going?
So far, so good.
Good.
Well, you don't look like you're wincing in pain, which is wonderful.
I think so too.
Yeah, yeah. Dusty, you've been kind of quiet. You've been doing some visits with some folks and missing out on us.
Yeah, I just had stuff to do.
Well, we miss you when you're not here. How's your health?
Fair, about normal.
Fair to normal. That's pretty
Very
good.
normal, yeah.
And Yetta and Hans, you've got painters coming, huh?
We have painters, yes. We have them.
And then you're going to get your house cleaned.
Oh, yeah, and cleaned up. Ugh.
I'd be looking forward to that.
Absolutely.
Yes. Steve, we're going to be thinking about you as you get that stint finished.
Thank you.
5 o'clock, you're leaving home in the morning?
Got to be there at 5 o'clock.
Be there at 5
Yeah,
o'clock.
yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
And
I mean-
which hospital are you going to be at?
UT Southwestern.
UT Southwestern.
Okay. Don and Myra, how are things going with you?
Good.
Good, yeah.
That's what I like to hear.
But
And-
we're on a smooth glide. We're just going along.
I like that. A smooth glide. That's an engineer thing. Yes.
And did I hear you say something about your garden when you first got on today?
Yeah, I got the weeds pulled out of it Saturday.
Oh,
And so, but I can't plant anything until it dries up. It looks like it'll be wet most of this week.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to see. I'll plant it just as soon as it dries up.
Rain all
Yeah.
week.
you haven't planted your tomatoes and cucumbers and stuff like that yet?
Nope.
Oh, wow.
I'm not too worried about it. I mean, it'd be great for them all to get nice watering this spring, but
Mhm.
I'll water. Regardless if it got if they were planted whenever they're planted, I water them every day, so
Mhm.
they won't be all dried up or something.
Yeah.
So Gail has just walked across the kitchen, probably to get cookies out. Gail, can you still talk to us while you do that?
Ooh,
Looks good.
blondies.
Yum.
Blondies, that's right.
Mhm.
Gail, is everything going okay in your world? Looks like she's kind of stuck again.
Yeah.
Oh, they're speckled. Oh, I forgot to turn the timer off.
They're speckled.
Talking to me?
Yes.
The camera with you on it is stuck.
Martha, who were you?
We can see the one over the bowl. Oh, there you are. Speckled,
go.
those
There
are
you go.
pretty.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those are kind of pretty, just speckly like
Yes, they
that.
are.
Yeah,
So it'll be interesting to see what they taste like.
I can
Mhm.
almost taste that nutmeg from here.
All
If
right.
it had a little bit of blue food coloring in it, it'd be robin eggs.
That's right.
You're right, it could be.
I like that.
Robin eggs.
Robin
Just
eggs.
a little bit, not much. Just a
Right. Just a
tiny,
little.
tiny little bit. Yeah.
Gail, we thank you for all you
Yummy.
do for us. Excuse
Yes.
me?
Thank you, Gail.
For
You
sure.
are
Thank
all
you.
very welcome.
That's going to be good.
Can't wait to get our boxes in the mail.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll try to get
Box.
them in the mail before the
Yummy,
end of
yummy,
the
cried my
day.
tummy.
Yeah.
Thank you,
See
Gail.
Thank you.
Wednesday or
All right, y'all
Thursday,
have a
depending on
great
what day
Bye,
it is. So,
everybody.
all
Bye,
right.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Have a great day.